So you've been to CMA Live before. You're maybe feeling a little bit guilty or a little bit disappointed in yourself because you're thinking about coming along to CMA Live and you're reflecting on the last year or so and you realise you haven't actually put into practice anything that you learned. So this is having an impact on you in terms of making a decision about buying your ticket for CMA Live this year. In other words, you don't want to waste time and money again on buying a ticket for this year to come along, get the information and the knowledge, and then for not to do anything with it, not to get any results from it. Now, I totally understand this. I go to conferences and events throughout the year as well, and sometimes I do think to myself, what information did I get? What knowledge did I get? What results am I getting from this? And I've got some stuff that I want to share with you in this video that's going to help you with all of this. So you know that CMA Live's been valuable to you in the past, but in terms of results and tangibility and reflecting on that, you're coming up a little bit short, feeling a little bit empty, and this feeling is stopping you from coming along to CMA Live this year. So what I want to do in this video is dig into this a little bit deeper and maybe pull some things out that are going to help us to get over this feeling, to feel less guilty, to feel less disappointed, and in fact feel a little bit more positive and inspired to come along to CMA Live this year. Sound good? Let's get started. So point one. So first of all, I want to talk about managing your expectation in terms of learning and implementation. We have to be honest with ourselves and think, how much can we really take away from a conference? How much can we really learn and also directly implement in our business? What is actually possible? So we have to manage those expectations. We also have to manage our expectations in terms of how much learning we can do and the speed of which we can implement that learning. When we go to conferences, we all get fired up, we get motivated, we get excited, but you'll be able to reflect on this yourself, it doesn't last, right? That motivation and that excitement, it kind of dissipates pretty quickly. That's why it's really important to have something like the CMA membership community for support and guidance and advice and feedback, and you're getting around people that are like you, that think like you, and they can support you. We need that motivation to continue on. But to be honest with you, I think a lot of this comes down to realizing that the motivation doesn't last. And what actually needs to happen is we need to put things in our schedule, we need to discipline ourselves, and we need to do the work. So we need to manage those expectations. The other thing that's really important is to understand truly why you are coming to CMA Live. Why are you attending CMA Live? What do you want to get from it? Do you want to get one main thing, two things, three things? What if CMA Live changed your business entirely? What if it had a massive impact on your personal life? What we find with personal development is that it changes and grows and builds slowly over time. And then all of a sudden, a couple of years down the road, you find yourself in a completely different position. That change could be a change in your business. It could be a change in the lifestyle. It could be a dramatic change in your actual personal life. At our events, we've witnessed people change their careers, quit their jobs, end their relationships, and make new ones as well. Now, I'm not saying that everyone that comes along to CMA Live is going to have one of those special moments or to have that kind of experience at CMA Live. Timing is everything when it comes to learning. When you hear the right message at the right time, it can change everything for you. That's why learning has to be continuous. It's something that we do all the time over a long period of time. We have an open mind and we're kind of drinking it all in and we're trying to take it all in. At some point, it all just clicks. It all kind of comes together. But the obvious problem with that is that you can't predict it, right? You can't predict when those moments are going to happen. All you know, hopefully, is that they are going to happen. We have an open mind to be ready to accept that when it does actually happen. And that's what makes the people at CMA Live really, really special. They have the open mind. They have the confidence that they will be able to do something with information when they get it. And they have the faith and belief that if they turn up, they're putting themselves in a good position for something special to happen to them. But I do think that most people that come into CMA Live are looking to learn something new and want to implement something new in their business as a result. We want something tangible to happen. But it's really important that we manage our expectations in terms of the capacity for learning and the speed of which we can implement. I'll give you a personal example. 2 years ago at CMA Live, Anne Handley is delivering her bigger, bolder, braver talk, right? I had no idea that it was going to have this big impact on me. So I'm sitting there and I'm listening to her, I'm watching her do this. And as a result, I ended up not publishing as much content going forward, right? So it actually hit me like a truck. And I was like, my content wasn't coming through the way that I wanted to, the impact it had on me was me stopping creating content so consistently because I knew that something wasn't working. And it took about a year, honestly, it took about a year for those lessons that Anne was teaching to come through in my content. And there was a point where it just clicked. And it was months later, it was like well into the next year. It was 9 to 12 months later that those lessons that Anne taught us was actually coming through in tangible writing and content. So I guess you could look at that in two different ways, right? I went to a conference, there was lots of speakers, and nothing really happened within the first year, okay, within the first 9 months. Or the learning went so deep that it changed my entire approach to content marketing. And what do we know about change? Change is hard. It takes time. It's personally challenging, especially from a mindset perspective. It's unpredictable, and we're never sure when it's going to click into place. And that's why it's important for us to learn continually, to turn up and learn and be open to learning. So what can you do with this first point about managing your expectations in learning and implementation? The first thing is to have an open mind. Not just an open mind, but a mind that is ready for growth, right? For all of this new knowledge and hopefully wisdom that you're going to learn, you're going to want to expand your mind. But we have to first of all be open to learning. So an open mind is really, really important. You'll find that the majority of people that come to CMA Live have an open mind for learning. We have to respect this journey through development. Things take time. All the things that are coming in, all the information you have coming in from your learning and everything you're exposed to is going to just become part of this big recipe for your own journey and development. There'll be moments where it really clicks and you feel like you're making a big shift, and there'll be times where you feel like you're muddling through, but it all adds to this journey. We also have to understand the importance of timing. Timing is so crucial when it comes to learning. It's like recommending a book. If you recommend a book to someone at the right time, it can make a big impact on people. The great thing about coming along to something like CMA Live is you've got a dozen speakers or so. Something's going to hit you. Something's going to be relevant to you. Guaranteed you're going to get something from it. We also have to appreciate that some of the lessons that we learn are going to take time to have a significant impact on you and your business. And that's just the way that it is. So that's my challenge to you, is to have this approach to learning, to manage your own expectations and to think differently about your approach to learning. It's a hard one to grasp for most people because we live in this world of instant gratification where you've got immediate access to all information that you could ever need. All knowledge is available to you, but that's not really what matters. It's how it changes your behavior, and as a result, changes your actions and the results that you get in both your personal life and your business. We need to change our approach and mindset to learning. Hope you're with me on that one. So let's move to point 2. Just yesterday, I had a great day at work. We made some sales. Everything seemed to be working really well. I got lots and lots of stuff done. And when I got to the end of the day, I was actually giving myself a hard time about what I hadn't done, all the stuff that I said I was going to do that I didn't do. And it took Cara to kind of coach me through that a little bit. And she said to me, stop giving yourself a hard time. You have done tons today. You've done loads and loads today. It's been a great day. And the only person that can give me a hard time is me, not you. I think it's true, as humans, we have this tendency to focus on the things that we don't have and the things that we haven't done, instead of the things that we do have and the things that we have achieved. And whether you know it or not, you have achieved things in CMA Live last year. I've got absolutely no doubt about it. You just haven't taken the time to appreciate it yet. And that's what I'd like you to do right now. So, I want you to think back to the last time you attended CMA Live. If that was last year or the year before. Who did you meet? What did you learn? What was your favourite presentation? How did it make you feel? How have you changed? What big decisions have you made in this last year? And what have you done directly as a result from being at CMA Live? Take the time now to reflect on all of this. I want you to go really deep and think real hard. If you do this and you've achieved nothing since the last time you were at CMA Live, please email me privately, chris@cmauk.co.uk. But I think you're giving yourself a hard time when you shouldn't be. I bet you've done lots of stuff this past year or so, but you just haven't taken the time to reflect on it and appreciate it. So take the time just now to reflect on the period since CMA Live and be honest with yourself and stop giving yourself such a hard time. So that's points 1 and 2. The third and final point is about milestones and fresh starts. Many people that come to CMA Live use CMA Live, that date in their calendar, as a milestone, something to look forward to and to achieve things by. And they also use CMA Live as sort of line in the sand as well for a fresh start. So from that point forward, what are we going to change? What are we going to do differently? How are we going to grow our business? What kind of things do I need to change in my personal life and my business life from this point forward? So we have the milestone and the fresh start. And that's part of the reason why we do this exercise at CMA Live with the orange envelopes. You may have heard of them before. You may have even been part of it before as well, where you write yourself a letter and we send it to you in 6 months' time to keep you accountable to what you said that you were going to do. Now, did you know that there's almost 100 days in the year where you can make a fresh start? It's like an excuse to make a fresh start. So you've got things like your birthday or a big birthday, say your 40th or your 50th or something like that. You've got the 1st of January, which is typically well known as a fresh start day. You've got start of the week, start of the month, the day after your holiday, your anniversary, and you've got CMA Live as well. It's a really good time to reflect, to calibrate, and to plan for the future. Yes, there is learning to do at CMA Live. There's questions to answer. There's lots of knowledge to gain, but it's also so much more than that. If you use it as a milestone, something to aim towards, or as a fresh start as well, something that you can kind of use as a trampoline to bounce off of. And even if you haven't had the best of years between last CMA Live and this CMA Live coming up, you can always make a fresh start and make this year better than last year. So to finish up, let's talk about CMA Live this year and how we're going to make a change so you don't feel like this again, right? So we can put this entirely to bed. So let's say that you have watched this video all the way to this point and you are feeling a little bit better about coming to CMA Live this year. I would love for you to be at CMA Live this year. That is what I really, really want. How do we make sure that you don't have the same feelings, a little bit of guilt, a little bit of disappointment this time next year? You need to make a change. So here are my final tips to make sure that you get the most from CMA Live and that you never have to feel like this ever again, regardless of which conference you go to. So the first thing is, you have to take notes, right? You have to take notes when you go to something like CMA Live. Lots and lots of notes. All your ideas, all the actions you're going to take. And then when you get back home or back to the office, don't just put those shelves in your notebook on the shelf to collect dust. Get them out, unpack them, get all the actions out there. What things are you going to do? When are you going to do them? What new ideas do you have? When are you going to do those? What things do you need to read? What do you need to study? Get all those actions mapped out. If you want to get the absolute most from CMA Live and not feel guilty or disappointed by the lack of activity that you have taken, then these are the 2 things that you absolutely have to do first. At a very minimum, pick out 3 things, just 3 things that you can do right away that you learned from CMA Live. The next 2 ideas are about joining CMA Live as a member, right? So one of the things to do is to join CMA Live, get involved in the support community, and watch all the videos from CMA Live, right? So go back through the presentations, make sure you've got like good notes, and maybe you want to go back and refresh your memory from the CMA Live experience. The second thing is the support, the guidance, the advice, the feedback, the learning, the implementation, all of that stuff happens in the CMA Live community. So getting around those types of people, the people that are just like you, is one of the most valuable elements of the CMA community. And finally, when you're at CMA Live, make sure you have all the fun. Meet all the people, have all the conversations, make friends with the speakers and other people that are at CMA Live. Immerse yourself in the experience for 2 whole days and come to CMA Live with an open mind, ready to learn, ready for that moment, that timing, whatever that might be for you, to change your behavior, to take something on board, a new piece of knowledge that is going to change the way that you grow your business. A conference is not a silver bullet for your business. You can't expect to just turn up, passively receive all this information, and change your business as a result. You know that doesn't work. I know that doesn't work. Personal growth and business growth is something that changes and grows slowly over time. Of course, that doesn't happen overnight, and it also doesn't happen on its own either. There has to be planning and deliberate action that happens after CMA Live. And that's another big reason why the membership community is so effective. We have to put some plans in place about when we're going to do the things that we've learned and all the actions that we want to take. So I hope this video has helped you to put that feeling of guilt and disappointment to bed today. Let's just draw a line under it, put it in the ground, bury it, never to be seen again. Let's make that change for CMA Live this year. Instead of feeling guilty and disappointed, I want to feel confident, ready to learn, and ready to take some positive action. So go ahead right now and take some time to review the period between last CMA Live and this CMA Live. Express some gratitude for everything that you've done. Do not give yourself a hard time. And jump into the comments section with what's on your mind. I'd love to hear from you. And if you want to share privately with me, then email me, chris@cmauk.co.uk. I really hope to see you at CMA Live this year, and I hope that you feel good about yourself and the work that you do. Don't forget to be awesome.